All right, Counterpunch Boxing. What's going on, YouTube? Okay, look, if you want to watch the top 10 reasons Conor McGregor beats Mayweather, fast forward to about the 3-minute mark, the 4-minute mark. I need to kind of, address an issue right now, and then we'll get into that. So give me a few minutes, and then we'll get into that, or you can skip ahead. Okay, look. So apparently, someone from the channel came over to my group, my Facebook group, and put up a post that basically is accusing, myself and others of, leeching off of Mayweather McGregor, leeching off the fight, basically selling out, trying to turn a profit, whatever, get attention, things like this. Now, so, look, if you guys know me, look, I'll address the shit head on, dead on, okay? First of all, I've made 2 videos, okay? And there's other channels out there that are putting up, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos a day. In fact, one channel that I like actually just released a video with 27 commercial breaks. It was like a 40-minute video. The dude had 27 commercial breaks. I mean, that's like a commercial every 2 minutes, okay? That's leeching off of boxing, okay? Now, you guys know I just covered the Manny Pacquiao-Jeff Horn fight, and collectively, I had about 500,000 views, okay? And I did not monetize one single video, okay? I lost probably $1,000, at least $1,000 of revenue. But that's okay. I wanted to just basically give back and show you guys, hey, I'm here to cover boxing. I don't really care about the money. The only reason I want to make any kind of money on YouTube is to further the channel, to fly out to Vegas and cover a fight for you guys. Okay, things like that. I mean, I'm not going to go pay a light bill or a car note or go out to eat with my girlfriend. If any money made on this channel will be put right back into the channel. But and it's kind of funny because the 2 videos that I put out, the Conor McGregor Mayweather videos, including this one, will probably make about maybe $7 if I'm lucky. Maybe I might hit a $10 bill. If the views get up. I mean, so I don't understand. It's people just talking out of their ass and they have no idea what they're talking about. Because look, you guys know, okay, I've contributed to boxing now for like about 20 years. I have, in one way or another. I've been a boxer. I've been a part of the media. I've been one of the few people that has actually given to boxing instead of taking from boxing. So enough of that. Now, with Conor McGregor, why am I talking about Conor McGregor? Am I jumping on the bandwagon? Am I selling out? No, I happen to like Conor McGregor. Now, back when I worked with Thunderdome Boxing over there in Anthony, okay? I told Anthony, I said, man, you need to look into this guy, Conor McGregor. This was back in like 2015, okay? I told him, he's charismatic, he's, entertaining, he's talented, he's a great fighter. And this is like 2 years ago. Okay, before that, when I was highly active with T Street Controversy, now he runs T Street 360 or whatever it is. Even back then, I used to constantly post things in his group. Okay, Enter the Arena, Don Juan Banks, same thing. I told Don, I said, dude, you need to check this guy out. This is like 2 and 3 years ago. Okay, Boxmatic, a good friend of mine, I told her, same thing. Like 2 years ago, we were texting back and forth. I said, you need to check this dude out. He's awesome, that kind of thing. So, I'm not jumping on a bandwagon. I have a long history of being a McGregor fan. So, I just wanted to clear that up because that shit's really bugging me that people are accusing me, of all people, the only guy that's been 100% real on YouTube, accusing me of leeching off of boxing. So, I just found that fucking laughable. So anyway, let's get into the video, all right? And let me add one more thing. Look, I can't make a video that's going to please everybody, right? I mean, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm leaving the channel because, you said this or you said that, or you said Golovkin might lose by decision." It's like, "Fuck you, dude, leave." You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand, man. I don't care. Bye, bye. Like, seriously, like, I don't give a shit. I'm here to report on boxing, not to make everybody happy. Like, I just don't understand, like, why people would be so childish. They like 200 videos that I've done, but they get one video they don't like, and they talk about leaving. Oh, I'm going to unsubscribe, and I'm leaving. And I was like, bye, seriously. It's like, So really, look, guys, I appreciate all of you. I really do. Like 99% of you out there are great, but it's that 1% that really pisses me off and I needed to address. So let's get into the top 10 reasons Conor McGregor beats Mayweather. Now, this is what I've been wanting to talk about for a few days, but I didn't want to be accused of jumping on the bandwagon. But, tonight, I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm going to make a video. It's my channel. I want to talk about it. I'm going to make the video. So, all right, look. Mayweather, back in the day, back in about 2014, 2015, prior to Pacquiao, I always talked about, and I can even probably find an old post on my Facebook, I talked about the blueprint to beat Mayweather. I said, someone needs to show Mayweather, something that he really hasn't seen. Make him uncomfortable, rough him up, kind of like a Marcos Maidana did, kind of like a Cotto did, but you need to, that's not the full blueprint, okay? That's not all the ingredients. So, like I said, you need to throw him off his game, keep him thinking, and whenever he figures you out, change up your style, make an adjustment. I mean, there is a blueprint that would work, but all these boxers, I never understood, and I've talked about it for years, why they go out there and try to do the exact same thing that the last guy did. Right? I mean, you see what I'm saying? It's like we watch Mayweather run, hug, jab, grab, and hold for 12 rounds, and then the next guy, 4 months later, 5 months later, they're at the MGM Grand, here we go, ding, ding, and he does the exact same thing the other guy did, So what we have here, we have a very awkward, unorthodox guy coming in that's going to show Mayweather something he's never seen, okay? He's awkward. A different stance. I mean, McGregor's talking about he's not even going to use a traditional boxing stance where you lead. He's a southpaw, so of course he would lead with his right foot. He's going to have like a weird karate type stance or some shit. I mean, Mayweather's not going to know what to do with this guy. I mean, it's going to be a brawler. Okay. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. He's not going to go out there and try to box him as a boxer. All right. Now, here's the thing. We all said Pacquiao would win. Why? Because he's awkward. He throws punches from different angles, punches in bunches. He's just an awkward fighter. But yet Conor McGregor has no chance at all. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any kind of sense to me. So, and another thing that I really want to point out real quick, people talking about how this is like, a total disgrace to boxing, this, that, and the other. It is. It absolutely is. But I look at Mayweather as a Vegas act, okay? He's been like some actor in Vegas for like the last 10 years, and this is just the grand finale. I mean, I just don't understand why people are so upset about it. I mean, I'm just being real. Look, I'm being real and I'm being honest out there. You have channels calling it like a shit show. Yeah, I guess it is. But on the other hand, to me, this is a spectacle. It has really nothing to do with boxing because, look, August, 27th, 28th, they're going to show the highlight reels, and then it's on to Canelo Golovkin. This will be a memory, just a memory in the past. It'll be gone. It's not going to change boxing. It's not going to affect boxing. If anything, it'll show these guys how to promote a fight, okay? Because I do think that boxing at some level needs some kind of a change. It really does, because it's getting stagnant, and you never want to become stagnant, okay? Look, boxing has been a sinking ship now for a few years, okay? So, maybe there will be a little bit of good that'll come from it, is what I'm trying to say. I just don't understand why everyone is being so damn negative about this shit. But anyway, getting back into the top 10. Okay, Mayweather is much smaller, okay? His hands are brittle. The dude is 40 years old, okay? He's been out of the ring for 2 years, all right? I mean, think about this. He's a 40-year-old man, brittle-ass hands, and he's a lot smaller than McGregor. I mean, I don't know if people are realizing this kind of thing here. And think about this. He's had easy fights. I mean, fairly easy fights leading up to his retirement. I mean, the last tough fight he had was probably Marcos Maidana in the original fight, because in the second fight, I don't think Maidana really did shit in the second fight, but the original fight was probably like the toughest fight. And again, that was an ingredient. Marcos Maidana showed us an ingredient to beat Mayweather, okay? And by the way, I have actually sparred guys that do, MMA, UFC, whatever, mixed martial arts, and it's awkward as hell. It's uncomfortable. It's awkward. You can't figure them out. You know, there's a lot of truth to that. I mean, I have actually been in the ring, and I was going to mention a guy that watches my videos. You know who you are. If you're out there, make some comments down in the comment box and tell these guys what it's like and what happened, okay? Because, you know, it's incredibly awkward. In fact, Loma just sparred with the UFC guy and had a lot of problems, okay? The UFC guy gave Loma a lot of trouble for like 2 or 3 rounds, and I'll get into that in a minute too. But, Conor McGregor, okay, I think he's the better athlete, okay? I mean, I'd say he has double the power that Mayweather has. I'd say his power is probably in between like a David Lemieux and I don't want to say a Golovkin, but it's like a David Lemieux, okay? In his prime, okay? You got this young dude in his prime that has power like a middleweight. And look, Mayweather, man, he's looking brittle and frail. I mean, this is like, to me, when I look at this, I'm like, man, 40 years old, you know, this dude's in his prime. You know, he's an accurate, you know, just a precise puncher. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm thinking about picking Conor McGregor to win. I mean, I might just piss a lot of people off here. Fuck it. Let's go for gold, right? You know, I mean, and look, Mayweather didn't expect this kind of confidence, okay? He didn't expect Conor McGregor to be like this. You know, he didn't look, he said that he didn't even know like how big he was. He didn't know, you know, he really didn't, because the first time they met was when they met what was it? Not New York, that original press conference, LA, New York, wherever. That was like the first time they actually met. So I think Mayweather, he realized, you know, he had bitten off more than he can chew, and that's why he put them damn high heels on. I mean, to me, that was a big deal right there. That said a lot. You know, he felt intimidated, and he's like, oh shit, this guy's bigger, he's stronger, he's younger, he's confident. You know, I don't think, I mean, I know Mayweather, you know, knew of Conor McGregor as being all of those things, but until it's right up in your face, I don't think he expected that. You know, so I mean, as of now, I think, you know, look, half of a fight is mental, okay? I mean, that's half of a fight. Any great fighter out there will tell you a lot of guys lose before they enter the ring, and right now, I really think McGregor is under his skin, okay? I mean, I truthfully do. But, you know, excellent timing. That's another thing, Conor McGregor, excellent timing. I mean, look, and you know, here's what bugs me. Every YouTube expert out there says Floyd Mayweather is going to annihilate him. You got, what's his name, Max Kellerman right now talking about how Conor McGregor is not going to land one single punch. Okay, not one single punch. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, I see the boxing world like losing their shit right now. You know, they're like, oh, he's not going to land one punch, and then the guy's like, not one, like not just one, and he's like, yeah, not one. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Like, I don't know what's going on here, you know, and it's like I'm trying to figure out, like, why are people so pissed off? And another thing, think about this. Who has Mayweather ever faced in his prime? Like, who? You know, I mean, I'll give you a minute. Who? Maybe a Cotto? I mean, look at his entire resume. Maybe a Marcos Maidana? Okay, but okay, and look what happened. Look what happened in the Cotto fight, you know, and the Marcos Maidana fight. So, I mean, look, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you guys, I think it's going to be a bad night for Mayweather. I really do. And, look, let's address another thing. The hugging, the clinching, the running. I think Conor McGregor will escape and counter the clinches, okay? I don't think he's going to be held. He's not going to stand there and get hugged to death. And he already talked about this. He said, you know, look, if he clinches, you know, that's what I do. I get out of clinches. So, you know, I really think that that's going to backfire on him. You know, I'm kind of thinking Mayweather's going to try that shit, and then eventually he'll try to find the range. Okay. You know, and another interesting point that, and I heard someone else say this, so I'm kind of stealing it, it's not my own idea, but he said, you know, what does Mayweather do? He'll take a couple of rounds and figure you out, right? He'll figure you out, and then he comes out and dominates. I mean, that's what he does. Look what he did to Canelo. And that's, by the way, another comparison people are using is Canelo. Well, if Canelo can't hit him, if Canelo can't hurt him, what's, you know, Conor McGregor going to do? Well, yeah, but you got to remember, that was a different Floyd Mayweather, okay? And that was a different Canelo. That was a green Canelo. that went out there and tried to do the same shit that every other boxer has done. That he tried to out jab him, he tried to out punch him, tried to outwork him. You can't do that. You can't do that with him. And that this is why Mayweather has been so successful, honestly. You know, it's why he gets all these little bullshit, boring 12-round decisions, because guys come out there and do the same shit over and over and over. Well, now you have a completely different fighter with a completely different style in his prime, power, confidence. I mean, you name it, bigger. I mean, this guy can punch. I'm telling you, this guy can punch, okay? I've watched every single one of his fights. I've watched damn near every documentary on him. Like, you know, he's no joke. I mean, the thing is, people don't take him serious because he acts like a clown, okay? So people don't take his ass serious. But by the way, Loma, like I said, he recently sparred an MMA guy. It was TJ Dillashaw, if I have his name right. TJ Dillashaw. And you can read the articles and look it up. But, you know, he had trouble with him because he said he was awkward. I couldn't figure him out. Okay, so I really think in the first like 3 or 4 rounds, Mayweather is going to be trying to figure out Conor McGregor, and by the time he does that, McGregor already said he's going to change it. He's going to change his looks up. Like every 2 or 3 rounds, he's going to give him a different look. He might be in an orthodox, a southpaw. You know, he might have a wide stance, a narrow stance. He said he's going to change it up. Okay, so he's not going to allow Mayweather to figure him out. Okay. And another important thing, okay, I guess this would be reason number 7 or 8. Okay, Mayweather cannot hurt Conor McGregor. He simply cannot hurt Conor McGregor. Now, I talked about that blueprint, that formula to beat Mayweather. A part of it is you got to walk through them pillow-fisted punches. Okay, that's a part of it. You got to walk through the punches to land your own punch. And look, I mean, you got Conor McGregor getting cracked by, you know, Nate Diaz with 2-ounce gloves on. I mean, damn, that's like getting hit by fucking Gennady Golovkin with garden gloves on, okay? And the dude eats it and keeps on coming forward. What the hell is Mayweather going to do? You know what? Nothing. With 10-ounce gloves, not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. So I don't think Conor McGregor is going to respect his power. In fact, I think it's going to look like a Golovkin-Dominic Wade or a Golovkin-Willie Monroe Jr., where Golovkin would just smile and just shake his head like, nah, dude, nah. You know, I really think that it's not going to affect him at all, the power, okay? Okay, another important thing, Mayweather will have to adapt in real time, okay? In real time. Usually Mayweather can figure out his opponent. He can watch the tape. He can bring in sparring partners, but you can't mimic Conor McGregor. He's going to have to figure this shit out on August 26th in real time, okay? Like as he goes. But then, like I said, by the time he gets it figured out, you know, it's going to be game over, I think. Now, okay, another thing. Mayweather, to me, if you look at his last few fights, especially like the Berto fight and, you know, even the Pacquiao fight, okay, he looks a lot slower. Okay, his reflexes look slow. His twitch muscles are not the same. I mean, because I'm sure you guys, you know about, I don't want to explain what twitch muscles are, you know, your twitch muscle reflexes, but I mean, his have been like cut in half. The dude is slow as hell now, okay? He's like an old man, like you guys aren't realizing this, okay? Now, maybe 5 years ago, right? Or shit, longer, maybe like 6, okay? You know, he had them quick twitch muscles and reflexes, and you know, he's still quick, don't get me wrong. I mean, Mayweather, he is still quick, but, you know, it's nothing Conor McGregor hasn't seen, okay? And like I said before, you know, I think McGregor has already won the mental aspect, okay? So, I don't know. I mean, when you put all this together, I can keep going. I mean, I could probably give you guys like 30 reasons of, you know, why I think McGregor can. I'm not saying he will, but why I think he can. Okay, this is what he can do. I haven't given my official prediction yet, but I will. You know, look, I want to see the training camp. And I know Mayweather right now, every time you turn around, he's talking about, oh, I'm an old man. Oh, you know, I'm slow. Oh, I don't know. Oh, you know, and in that video with the gut hanging out, remember, I made a video about it. I think that was like a prosthetic gut. I think he did that intentionally to try to like fool the public, and it worked. you know, because he had that gut hanging, and people said it was like photoshopped, but I don't know. So I think there's a lot of things they're doing to try to trick the public, and then now you have Mayweather Sr. going around talking about how Mayweather's hands are brittle and they're falling apart and they're not going to hold up. I mean, to me, it almost seems like misinformation, disinformation, you know, to try to, you know, install false confidence and ideas in McGregor's head, in his team's head, you know, and it's nothing new in boxing. But so yeah. By the way, let me run through this real quick. Mayweather 49-0. Okay, the last knockout he had, you know, people keep talking about the last knockout, and I'm not going to count Victor Ortiz. Okay, in 2011, the last knockout, the real knockout, was Ricky Hatton in December of 2007. Okay, so in his last fight, by the way, you know, these are details that I don't hear anyone talking about. His last fight was in 2014 against Marcos Maidana, and then he went on to the or not his last, I'm sorry. The last three was 2014, Marcos Maidana, and of course Maypac 2015, and then Andre Berto September 2015. So by the time August comes around, it'll be a 2-year ring absence, okay? And that's going back to Andre Berto. And like I said, can you really even count that? You know, like earlier when, you know, people say, oh, he's been out of the ring for 2 years. Well, in my mind, the last real fight he had was in 2014 against Marcos Maidana, because that Maypac shit was a bunch of bullshit. I mean, that was a 12-round dance, okay? I mean, that's all that was. Like, damn, I've seen, like, people get roughed up more dancing. Like, you know, that was a bunch of bullshit. So, but look, I'm going to leave it at that. You know, just let me kind of recap a little bit. Like I said, this dude is in his prime. Mayweather's punches cannot hurt him. He's not going to allow the holding, okay? And he will have the stamina to go 12 rounds. And another thing, I can't believe I forgot this. Another thing, okay, people are keep comparing the CompuBox, okay? They're saying, like, you know, McGregor averages like 40, 50 punches, like, per round, and then, like, and then they're saying, like, you know, oh, and like a Cotto and a this and a that, it was like 80 and 90. And it's like, whoa, first of all, they're fighting 5-minute rounds in the UFC. And in boxing, you got a 3-minute round, and the punching is only one part of it. Like, that's just such an ignorant thing. I think Jim Lampley was ranting and raving about that, you know, about how, oh, he only threw 40 or what was it? I don't know, I think it was like 30 or 40 punches in the last fight in a round. I'm like, yeah, that's because there's grappling, there's wrestling, you know, they're tied up, there's kicking, there's elbows. So, you know, I thought that was just really, really dumb to make that comparison. So I kind of wanted to just touch that for a minute and put that shit to bed. But yeah, look, here's the crowd chanting, pay your taxes. And then look, here's the other thing. Like, how long have you guys waited to hear someone finally tell Mayweather the truth in front of the world, right? How long? I've waited forever. Like, you know, I'm glad someone got up there and said, you know, yeah, dude, you hit on women, you know, you got to pay everybody to be around you. You're going broke, you know, you act like you're 10 years old. Like, you know, I've been waiting for shit 7 or 8 years now for someone to finally say this, I mean, directly to him and in front of 20,000 people in Toronto. And that's another thing. You know, you look at these press conferences, okay? I mean, look, you had what at the last Andre Ward Kovalev fight, I think they had, we said, was it like 7,000 people in attendance? Okay, these guys are drawing 20,000 people at a fucking press conference, okay? You know, so I don't know, man. Like I said, is it, you know, is it bad for boxing? I just don't get it, guys. I mean, please, look, if you're out there, tell me how it's bad for boxing. I simply don't get it. I really don't. Now, one thing I don't like is that it's too close to Gennady Golovkin-Canelo. Now, that will be the fight of the year in my mind, and I'm looking forward to that. You know, I mean, God, that's like, I cannot tell you, like. Oh man, that's just like Christmas. Like I cannot wait for that fight. Like, I mean, seriously, like I just can't wait. Like I have anxiety. I cannot wait. But I don't like that. I don't like that Mayweather intentionally scheduled the fight, you know, a month out from the Canelo Golovkin. So that's really the only thing only major problem I see. You know, so and it will take away from that fight, So of course I don't like that, So I get that, and I agree with you. Look, I'm in 100% agreement with you. I get it, but so these people, it's like become trendy to to get pissed off about it, and piss and moan and whine and complain, and tell people, oh, you're leeching off of boxing, and oh, you're selling out, and you're this and you're that, because you're talking about Conor McGregor. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a boxing match. It's going to be on Showtime Boxing. There's going to be an undercard. Of course I'm going to talk about it, So, I don't know, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Tell me what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Either way, I feel the way I feel. And here's the thing. Like, I respect your opinion. I really do. When I read these comments, the real ones, not the trolls, but the real ones, I truly respect them. I do. And a lot of times I'll change my mind. Okay. I'll read the comments and it makes me change my mind. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Damn, I didn't think of that. Like, I get it now, so let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm wrong, And by the way, look, let me end it here. Let me show you guys the boxing schedule tonight. And I'm going to put out a video tonight of, got some pretty good fights, actually. Well, you got Omar Figueroa Jr., Robert Guerrero. Okay, and then right there, Arturo Spiltzka, which I like. He only trains out of Houston, right near my house. And, of course, you got the Chris Eubanks and the Abraham fight, Lee Selby, and the Barros fight. So, decent fights right there. Over here, who was it? Oh, yeah, here we go. Joe Smith and Sullivan Barrera, which I did make just a, kind of a light-hearted, or half-hearted prediction video about that. I had Barrera winning by decision, but look, if Joe Smith wins, I'll be very happy. Really, I like him. He's a cool dude. Like, I really like him. And truthfully, I want him to win because I just like, I think he'd be good for boxing. I really do. He's got that Rocky Balboa story. He's got the power. He's exciting. He's fun to watch. So I'd like to see Joe Smith pull it off tonight, but we'll see. And I'm not at home, so when I get home tonight, I'm recording everything. I'm gonna watch. I'll probably watch like Joe Smith and the Barrera fight, and then I'll probably watch the Omar Figueroa Guerrero, and then the Eubank Abraham. So I'll probably watch like 3 of them and then jumble it up in one video and give you guys like my immediate reaction. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. I know it was a long one, but I had a lot to say tonight. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will see you on the next one.